So I am back here in Tuscany. This is the second week out of 2 and we are at Belvedere and we can't see anything. We could just before. So you can see here on the B-roll that we actually got some really beautiful conditions with the low clouds and the fog in the background. Belvedere coming out and it just looked so good. We got that separation throughout the scene. Photographing at around 135, 150, 200-ish millimeter thereabouts. And of course zoom out to get more of the vista, zoom in to get less. Also flown the drone, got a lot of like really beautiful, moody, atmospheric morning shots from the drone. When it comes to the settings, I generally put on my interval shooting simply just to capture everything. And as you can see here as I drive through the photos, I simply just capture whatever happens, and then I can at the same time also fly the drone. I generally take off image stabilization whenever I photograph on a tripod, and in this case here I've just been in manual focusing. Settings wise, ISO 100, f11, and then the shutter speed does whatever the shutter speed does because I am in aperture priority. And for now we're simply just waiting for this cloud we're standing in to move a little bit over so Belvedere comes out again and we can capture it with the telephoto lens. If you want to go to Tuscany on your own, be sure to get my digital map with the most famous photography locations and a few hidden gems. It's easy to integrate with Google Maps, so you always have it with you. There's a link in the description of the video. So one of the things that we really like to do when we are here in Tuscany and running these tours is to drive around in the landscape and photograph whatever we see and find. Over the years we have of course found a lot of really interesting places to photograph, one of which is the line of cypress trees we have here in the background. It works really well here with the late sun in the day. It's 6:30. The sun is still quite far up, but it being so far up means that we can actually play around with the shadows of these beautiful cypress trees. So it's simply just a question about using the telephoto lens. I have the 50 to 400 millimeter on, it's the one I've brought, and you can of course include more of the landscape, but it's also super nice to just zoom in and capture those smaller scenes. I'm currently just shooting like f8, f11 because we have plenty of sun right here, and then ISO 100, and that gives me a fast enough shutter speed to photograph right now because we have so much light and sun at the moment. And of course with image stabilization on or vibration compensation on, you should easily be able to get a handheld shot even all the way out at 400 millimeter at 1/125th of a second. Another thing that also works really well with this specific location that we're photographing right now is that because the sun is up and behind it, means that all the atmosphere, all the dust in the air here at sunset is getting backlit. It's lit up, and that means that the foreground trees, the cypress trees that we're photographing, are standing out really nicely on the background. You can still see there's a background, but they're standing out really great, and they are not like falling in with the background being the same brightness. So we just made for another stop that's really, really nice. So we have this wine field here in the background, and then we have a couple of like these umbrella pine trees up here on top. And actually, with the small poles between the wine fields that holds the wine, we can actually make some zigzag patterns up through the wine that works as leading lines, leading you into the scene and creates the depth in this scene. So when you have a repeating pattern like poles, and the first one, the closest one to you, is large, and they then become smaller and smaller and smaller, that definitely creates this sense of depth, because we humans intuitively know that those poles are supposed to be equally large, and when then they become smaller and smaller and smaller as we move into the scene, then that creates a sense and a perception of depth. And if you want to learn much more about composition and light, as in this case here where we are backlighting the leaves, definitely get my ebooks on composition and light. With minimal text and tons of examples, they're super easy to read. I have added EXIF data to all of them, extended EXIF data even, so you can see exactly how I photographed the different examples. If you sign up for my newsletter, you can get the 3 free light versions, and you can get the full versions either standalone or bundled up for a little discount. There are links to everything down in the description of the video. Here's a photo. So, new day and out running and gunning with the Telephoto lens. Here, the Tamron 50 to 400 millimeter. It's so versatile. It's so good that I can go broader than 100 millimeter here. Right now, we have stopped by the road and waiting for these really, really dark, heavy clouds to come into the scene. And then we have like one little tiny lone tree standing up here on top of a hill. And then we are trying to use these foreground hills right here with all the waves and patterns to use as a foreground with this big backdrop here in the background. It just looks so nice when you just like have a lot of that sky and then just have a couple of hills and some layers and that little lone tree as the focal point in the photo down below. Since I'm just running around and hand holding this one here, I have my image stabilization on because it's relatively dark. We don't have any direct sun right now. I have upped the ISO to 320 and then I'm shooting at f6.3, f8-ish, and that gives me a shutter speed of a little bit north of 1/120th of a second. And that does work perfectly well with the image stabilization on in this lens. Super epic, super nice, super minimal, dramatic minimalism, that's for sure. So cool. So we are continuing our running and gunning around here in the landscapes of Tuscany, and the shadows, how they play in with the hills, it's just absolutely stunning when you zoom in. That has been very characteristic from these 2 weeks in Tuscany. We have had some incredible light to photograph. Obviously I photograph with other than just the long telephoto lens here, but it is really, really fun to just go around in the landscapes, find these small, interesting, somewhat original scenes, pick them out with the telephoto lens. Just looks absolutely beautiful. So good morning here from a gorgeous morning at Poggio Covilli, where we have Covilli over here and then the line of cypress trees, and we have this most beautiful fog all over the valley. and we get that separation between our foreground, grass and trees, and then we have Poggio with the cypress trees and even more fog all the way through the valley to the mountains and the sky in the background. It looks absolutely gorgeous. We were up at very early, but it was so worth it. So worth it. Right now I'm simply just interval shooting, so I capture everything at f11 ISO 100, and then the shutter speed is whatever it is in aperture priority, so that it just changes as the light is changing. As you can see here, that is just phenomenal. Absolutely gorgeous. Right now the sun has come up and the fog is just like moving in and out of our scene, and it just looks absolutely gorgeous. So we have the backlit fog here, and we have Poggio coming out with all its classic cypress trees, and I'm almost lost for words. It's just so unbelievably gorgeous. Definitely one of the best mornings we have had here at Poggio. Holy macaroni. Just the conditions that you want. Wow. We just have the line of the cypress trees, just perfect fog right now. And backlit. Holy moly. So good. So good. We captured so many more photos over these 2 weeks in Tuscany, but there's no doubt the telephoto lens was my most used. I'd also say that specifically for Tuscany, a 100 to 400mm is preferable to a 70 to 200mm, and make sure to combine it with a mid-range zoom like a 24 to 70 or 24 to 105. Optimally, get the Tamron 50 to 400mm. Likewise, if you bring a drone, I can highly recommend one with a short or long telephoto lens like a Mavic 3 or 4 Pro to help you create some perspective compression. If you want to learn how to edit your photos while still respecting the light in your scene, my huge post-processing course with 20 plus hours and 30 plus videos of in-depth editing knowledge is for you. In it, I cover techniques from the most basic of actually using the programs, overmasking, cleaning your photos, focus stacking, dodging and burning, adding and controlling glow and atmosphere, to advanced blending of several exposures with or without using luminosity masking. It really is the best and biggest course on landscape photography post-processing with the most bang for the buck available. You can get 15% off $45 with the coupon code that you can find along with the link down in the description of the video, where you also find the links to my maps and ebooks on light and composition. I hope you enjoyed this video. Check out this one on the screen right now if you want to learn much more about how to take minimalist, beautiful photos. See you next time.